Well, hello. Welcome. I kind of like this song. Let's do this song first. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I haven't had coffee this morning, and so I'm a little tired this morning. You know what I mean? I'm feeling a little sleepy. Kind of feeling a little sleepy. You know what I mean? Kind of feeling a little sleepy. All right, there we go. We're going live, people. Let's go live. We're live. We're live like it's 95. Message requests. Weird people. You should know by now. I don't Discord. You should know this by now. You should just know this by now. Hey, that's stream last night. Last night's stream. Fun stream, huh? Fun stream last night? I think so. That was a fun stream last night. Hey. Hey. Hi. Hi. CSS as a backend. Yep, we're going to read it. We're going to do it. Okay. What the hell was that? Is my internet gone? That was weird. Okay, dude. All right, whatever. I hate when shortcut keys like take point while you're typing in an input field. It is very annoying. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that? Classes are typed, so I guess is oopsies by default. Yeah, of course.
Welcome
it's
to
always
Costco.
been object oriented by fault or by default. Sorry. That's a great tweet to like, by the way. That's a good tweet. We're gonna retweet that one too. Hey Prime, looking good today. I tried Terso much faster than Neon. Yeah, Terso's blazingly fast. I did accidentally have this There you go. There was this one right here. So this is the one where they did the Terso thing. Where they have like latency distributions of regional versus global, and them comparing from Brazil and all that, and going through all these things. I read it on my side channel.
Welcome to Costco.
And so it's pretty good. It's pretty good because it really does show just how fast. This was a while ago, obviously April 18th. It was a little bit ago, but it's really good. Hey Solomon King, how you doing? Tier 2, let's go. You just trolled JavaScript engineers. They will actually think you can use CSS to write systems languages. What do you mean I'm trolling anybody? I didn't realize I was trolling. Is this trolling? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, they are serious. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't just messing around. It is trolling, and it is marvelous. I haven't read it yet. I haven't even looked at this. I love the fact that it's don't try this at home. You know what I mean? Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think if they should.
Welcome
love
to
it.
Costco.
Hey, Angles.
I love you.
How you doing? Are you all angles, all knees and elbows? Solomon King, thank you again. And Amur Sri, thank you for the tier 1, 8 months. Tokyo! That is commitment, porque moria. Stream Diablo when? I don't know. The
problem is that I'm not very good at Diablo. You know what I mean? I'm like level 20 or something like that. I'm not gonna.
But I was gonna do some Discord stuff. You know, we do have that the VIP lounge in the Discord, which is for real voice reveal. You got it. I do sound like Satan. Real voice. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, this is my real voice. I know. It's just here's the thing. Here's the deal. Okay, just I don't want you guys to realize what a chat I am. Okay. it would make you all just go to Arch Linux knowing that there's no chance for any of you.
And so I don't want to do that. I'm trying to help you. You know what I mean? Big sex voice, yeah. Cam's sleepy. VIP loud just slapping. VIP Threads voice, dude. Threads. Hello, hi. I made the Threads account.
Welcome to Costco.
I did go on Threads.net just to post a singular item. This is it. This is my Threads account. That's it. This is it. It's probably gonna remain that way for a long ass time. Because, dude, you can't even post on here. You have to have their mobile app. Threads went live, stream about milk products. Yeah, I know. Whoa. Netflix is really cool to let you stream at work. Well, I'm not technically streaming at work. I'm streaming at home, but home is work, and so I can see what you mean by that. Sounds like something a furry would say. Okay, Prime, what percentage of coding to admin work do you do at Netflix? It feels like 30% coding, 70% admin. I do about 90% coding, 10% admin. I wrote some docs yesterday. You know, Threads will be dead before it launched. Yeah. If they cheat and this is about CSS preprocessor, I'll be disappointed. I think if it's... Ooh, follow me on Twitter. That's actually not a bad idea. Oh, crap. That means I'm going to have to install Threads again just to do that. Install Threads. By the way, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Tumblr.
Welcome to Costco.
The hip new social network.
I love you.
Hip new social network. Phelps, thank you very much. Look at this man, employed and housed. Winners just keep winning. Housed, employed, hot wife, beautiful kids. Hey, no problem,
Welcome to Costco.
Hey, Don Quixote, thank you very much. Follow me on Mastodon. Dude, Mastodon. I swear I mute every Mastodon account I see. Nullius and Verbia, thank you very much.
It's a night.
I kid you not. I mute when people have Mastodon in their name, they're the same people that just lose their shit all the time. Anytime I go near Mastodon, I just, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want anything to do with Mastodon. Every time, I swear, it's the Mastodon people. Every time. Hey, Captain Toin, welcome. It's Mastodon, by the way. Well, no, that's someone who uses Mastodon. How dare you? Yeah. Tom has Mastodon. Mastodon enjoyers are just politics. I know. I don't want those people in my life. Like the people who stream on Kick. Streaming on Kick, man. I listened to Asmongold go on about it, and the hard part is that in some sense I agree with him because, you know, Twitch does some shitty things, and so to be able to justify like, oh, I would never go on Kick. Well, it's like, well, it's not like Twitch is fantastic either. You know, Amazon has horrible working conditions, perpetuate all sorts of bad things. So you sit there and go, well, you know, like really.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Do you have a moral ground to stand on? And it's like, okay, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have a moral ground to stand on. So then it's just like, so, you know, like none of us do. Exactly. None of us do. All of us, like, you own an iPhone. Apple makes a lot of their money off the backs of slave labor, right? If you own an iPhone, you're an asshole. If you own an Android, you're an asshole. If you own a computer, you're an asshole, right? And so it's like ethical. These ethical questions get really, 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 really weird really quickly. And I'm having a hard time thinking about it. And I think Asmongold was right saying that people who go on there and just virtue signal about it are kind of being dickheads. I definitely have virtue signal on, so don't worry. I'm not saying I don't like gambling. I don't like explicit vice, like uplifting. You know what I mean? It's hard for me. Like, I don't mind, you know, doing dollar bets and playing, what's it called? Playing like, what's it called? Gambling is a disease. No, I hate those takes. Exactly. It's a gateway for sure. Of course, online gambling is extremely rigged. Of course. I mean, this is the whole gambling is a tax on the poor. This might actually be one of the best takes of all time. I know, but I hate this idea of a disease.
Welcome
The
to
reason
Costco.
why I hate gambling
you.
can be an addiction, absolutely. But when people say it's a disease, I hate that shit. Okay, I was as somebody who's gone through several addictions and had this break all of them. If you go around saying things are diseases, it takes the responsibility off the person with it. You need the responsibility because you need to be able to defeat it if you wish to get over it, right? You know what I mean? You got to be able to get over it, and you can't get over something without accepting your role in it. And you know what? And it can be shitty. It can be absolute. No, you can't just get over a disease. That's the thing. I'm just not accepting that. You can't just be like, you know what? Fuck this disease. I'm done with you. You can't do that with any other disease. The problem is it does change your brain and makes it into your body morphs to the thing you do, right? And so the problem is if I don't buy iPhones and support the mechanism that uses $1 a day labor in somewhere, chances are that somewhere will become powerful enough to do it to me instead. The world is a bad place. We should be grateful. Dude, the world is a terrible place. Anyone that thinks that somehow if you live in America and you think about how awful America is, you have no clue what the world's like. The world is a horrible place. We are very, very fortunate to be where a lot of us are at. And even the people, almost everyone in this chat are living with good things, right? Getting treatment for a disease again. No. See, treatment again implies that at the end of the day, there's something you have to opt into that's done to you. Right? No, you have to still do it yourself. That's the thing is ultimately at the end of the day, to get over something, you have to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Do you read YouTube comments? No. Fuck Canada? Absolutely. Think about it. Joe Rogan. I know. I just refuse to. I don't buy into that narrative. I think it's a stupid narrative. It's a stupid narrative. Now, some of us are more prone to addictions. That's absolutely true. Like, absolutely. Some of us are more prone to addictions than others. No one's arguing that. More like can't, nada, got him. You got him, Pick. Anyways, okay, now that we started off on an extremely controversial item, let's move on. Your stream title gives me anxiety. Good. Then I hope that this will give you even more anxiety.
Welcome to Costco.
First generation immigrant here. Can confirm America is awesome. There you go, Judo. Yeah, Dax also. Yeah, that's a style as a state. Stadios. No one here is qualified or educated enough to discuss addiction and diseases. It is very complex. I hate these takes. I'm going to get you out of here. I'm just going to get you out of here. I'm pretty sure as somebody who's gone through multiple forms of addictions, I can talk a little bit about them. You know what? Until you've smoked meth, you can't talk about addiction. How does that sound? Is that
Welcome
a stupid rule? Last time I checked, no. That's a stupid rule, okay? We don't need to put... You can have a lived experience and talk about it. I'm telling you my opinion. I'm not going to have... I hate the people that do, only people with PhDs can talk about anything. You have no idea about this thing that you have personally experienced in several forms. You have no idea. Sorry, I don't have a PhD in death, so I can't talk about how experiencing the death of a dad at 7 really hurts a kid. I can't talk about because I don't have a PhD in psychology. It's like, no, yeah, you can talk about it. Give your opinions about it. Go for it. Stop waiting for dude. I hate those takes. Those are just the most annoying takes, right? Stop only getting your advice from PhDs. There's plenty of PhDs that don't have real world experience. And so what they say is just from a textbook, not from actually walking the walk, right? I would 10,000 times rather listen to someone who's broken an addiction than listen to someone who's written a book about addiction. Personal experience again, right? I want the walk. I don't want the talk. right? Also, to tutor kids of the billionaires that run the nonprofit pushing alcoholism is a disease. 5/4. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to have a PhD in CSS. You shouldn't be streaming this today. I don't have a PhD. Okay, enough talking about this stuff. I don't. You know my opinion. you never had my ass destroyed. You're right. Damn it, I can't even talk about it. Only listen to people if they have a PhD. Yeah, I just don't like that take because, I mean, there's some things, of course, you want to listen. Like, I'm not going to listen to somebody about how nuclear physics work unless if they have extensive experience in nuclear physics. But again, if you have extensive experience, you're also probably a PhD in that specific field. Like, there's fields that make sense. I'm going to get my advice from a doctor, but not one. I'm going to have my advice from, like, several doctors, right? I agree with you, but your own anecdote doesn't make something true. Of course, absolutely. But that's you know what most data is that you look at, right? You understand what most data is. It's the plurality of anecdote. Almost exclusively, every single thing you see is just the plurality of anecdote and self-reporting. When they say blank Americans like this or blank people start doing this, that's just plurality of anecdote. It's not even data. It's self-reporting nonsense. It's just all stupid. We live in a stupid world filled with stupid things on stupid stuff, okay? Anecdotal driven design, yeah. Plurality of anecdote is going to be on my tombstone, yeah. I have a PhD in the specific field. You can trust me here, yeah. Yeah, I believe doctors are dentists supposed to give me a prostate exam? Exactly, Pick. Exactly. Anyways. Yeah. Yes, this is also true. Social science are they get disproven every 20 years because every single generation acts different or receives things different, and it's very hard to make generalizations about people. Right? CSS. All right, hey, I'm gonna go pee, and let's just stop talking about it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm over it. Do you even sleep? I do. Yeah. Let's be streaming. Are you peeing right now? I'm peeing right now. I have one of those toilet seats. Anyways, sorry. I get all fired. You guys get me all fired up first thing in the morning. Stop it. We're done with the being fired up. I'm gonna go pee and then we're gonna get started. Okay? Strong stream is of important. This is a good song. I agree. 100 push-ups or big business. Yeah. All websites should be 3D rendered, 3D to prevent from bots from winning. Yeah. CPP is great. Okay, good. Hey, Tokyo Mutex, how you doing, buddy? All right, let's go. Let's get this thing. Let's do this thing. Oh, hold on. Let's go like this. Marker. There we go. Have you quit your job? No. Okay, alerts are off because I'm a genius! Smartest man alive! Hey, don't try this home. Don't try this home. Don't try this at home. CSS as a backend. Introducing cascading server sheets. Who here is excited? Who here Immediately got a ton of anxiety and is very excited about this. Things that probably shouldn't exist. 2-part series. Don't try this at home. CSS only image detail zoom. Okay. And CSS as a backend. It sounds like this person really knows Pascal. First off, beautiful name. Second off, it seems like you know a lot about CSS that we probably shouldn't know. Okay. Long as we can we get Tailwind version for backend CSS to make it easier? Is that a thing? Can we already do that? I'm pretty sure somebody can invent. Can we get Frontwind for the back end? And Tailwind for the front end? Did I just make a really odd observation that it's named backwards? Oh my goodness, let's do it. Make Frontwind. Somebody make it. All right, here we go. Here we go again. Another one of these, and promise you will be questioning this, my sanity after this one. Here, let's turn down this thing. Headwind. We can do Headwind. I like Frontwind a little bit better because it just sounds funny. All right, I was just getting the groceries. I walked down the street to the local shop when it hit me. Cascading server sheets. I love these moments in life. They are the greatest moments in life when you're just walking, doing nothing, and all of a sudden you realize, my goodness, I could do something truly atrocious. Love it. Today, we will use CSS as a server-side language. That's right. Use CSS to declare routing, do maths, heck, quick maths. Heck, even use CSS to do templating. And we're not using anything like Sass or less. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that he did that. I was already just due to less, and now I'm over here. You know, like can he make a squeal connection? Now that's the real thing. If you can squeal in CSS, hell yeah. We don't need no stinking loops, but plain old CSS. What? Why? SMBC has lately put it quite well, although it's part of a comic about quantum computers. Let's see. The deep abiding goal is every engineer is to take a thing and make it do a thing it wasn't supposed to do. This is true. This is some internal thing deep inside of me somewhere that does exist. In my younger years, I would spend an inordinate amount of time doing something that should never have been done. But I loved it. Like, here's a good example. Actually, I still do it in my older years. I still try to write things in Rust that shouldn't be written in Rust. What is that, a front end? Write it in Rust, right? Like, that's the same thing, except for now, we call that engineering. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean? Let's go, Leptos. I actually love Leptos. Leptos is one of the greatest frameworks of all time. So, personal opinion there. Imagine changing a tire with the Hubble telescope. Doesn't exactly work out, does it? Oh, I mean, I'm sure you could make it work, though. Well, how awesome would it feel if you managed to do it, though? And that's what I'm after. Dude, this man is chasing the dragon. Severely chasing the dragon. What is he doing? I just wanted to be able to change the tire with the Hubble telescope and then get that feeling over and over again. Hey, maybe I'm starting a new trend here. Who knows? You're not starting a new trend because remember, people have been putting Doom on odd devices, such as Doom on a pregnancy test. First person shooter jokes. A hardware wonk successfully played Doom on a pregnancy test. Yeah. So look at that. There, you can even see it right there. Hold on. We'll turn it down. So, this is not new.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on?
People actually...
Friends,
look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That's level 1. You can tell. You turn left and you can get the shotgun guy. Oh, okay. You're going straight for the imp. Okay, there's an imp. Yep. Go through the door. Here it is. There's the door. Okay, open it up.
Here we can see.
Oh, there's the imp right in front of you. Wait, no, the imp comes next, doesn't it? Oh, that's right. There's
this as an output.
How sweet is that? Oh, my goodness. Quake, I know, but no one cares about Quake, okay? It's all about putting Doom. Everybody knows that. It's all about Doom. It has you can also pee on it, and it'll tell you if you're pregnant. So, how amazing is that? Are you pregnant, or are you just simply playing Doom? Who knows? Quake and CSS. Oh, I bet you someone could port. If you can actually get logic, someone will port Doom to CSS. All right, who knows? Even if this trend is just laughing at my silly ideas and never taking me serious ever again, you might know that the saying that people were so obsessed with whether they could that they forgot to ask if they should. I think this isn't quite the slogan. That's a Jeff Goldblum quote from Jurassic Park 1. Scientists were so obsessed with whether or not they could, they forgot to ask if they should. I think is the more appropriate version of that quote. I'm well aware of the fact that I probably shouldn't, but the question is I could. Is I could. Oh, I'm stupid. This tool will be something I'll never, ever, ever use in production. And you, dear reader, should never do it either. Please, there. You have been warned. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Cascade server sheets. It is. Let's define how this thing will even work. I was thinking about an interface to Express. Okay, interesting. A slightly better language than CSS for a backend. JavaScript, that is. Basically, define a catch-all route in Express. Load the CSS file, parse and interpret the styles. This part will be fun, I guess. And shoot whatever DOM emerges over the wire. Okay, that seems good. Oh, HTMX would be a great front end for this. You could do an HTMX front end and make this a real thing. To do that, first let's install Express. Please note that I'm using, a Node version manager to switch between Node versions. Okay, so apparently we're doing 14. Okay, awesome. Now let's create a little app and start, and add a start script. Okay, there's a bunch of this. Don't try this at home. Thank you. This is a great license, by the way, Pascal. I appreciate that. I like the little details that this guy does. Right? He didn't just put the joke in the description. He tossed it in the license. But the one thing he did miss was the version. I love your extensiveness, but please, a 1337, a 69, a 420, a 42. There's still a lot of availability to explore here. In the Express app, we define a catch-all route that tries to figure out if a given route corresponds to a CSS file or not. If it exists, it simply returns the content of this file. If not, a 404 will be thrown. Okay, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. Fantastic. Use one of these. And there we go. Awesome. I like to see this. All right, let's see. Hold on. Is my beautiful wife. Beautiful wife. Hey. We're going to put a marker. Take the beautiful wife part out. There we go. Look at this. This Judo already is talking about LLVM backend for CSS. It could be done. This could be done. All right, so anyways, we read file sync. Okay, UTF-8, hey, good. I want to make sure this is UTF-8 appropriate. And then we just send the CSS. So this is the confusing part. How does the CSS produce HTML? This is what I don't get. Okay, quick test shows that everything except small index.css field yields or file yields a 404. Okay, good. Evaluating CSS, thinking out loud. All right, okay, so here's the fun part. Someday we'll need to figure out how to execute the CSS server-side and take whatever it outputs as the app response. The first thing that comes to mind for rendering is simply use the CSS content rule to render. Well, content. It can use CSS variables and counters, so we can technically even do math with it. Quick math, probably. There's just one problem. The browser evaluates counters and vars on the fly, so we cannot just evaluate the CSS. Oh my goodness, is this client-side reactivity I've been hearing about? Do you think that CSS is actually just use client under? Is that what use client is underneath the hood for the new use server use client React server components? Don't think I'm not looking at you, Dan Abramov. I know what you're trying to sneak in. Okay, I get it. Take whatever is the content and output that. So the computed style approach doesn't work. Believe me, I tried. Basically, you'll get what you see in the CSS tab for your dev tools. Imagine this piece. Okay, so we got some numbers, we got some this, and then we do one of these. Oh my goodness! And this is what you'll get. Okay, the sum is 15. Yep, that doesn't quite work. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's using before. Oh, this is disgusting. So why don't we use a browser to do that? The browser does evaluate this stuff somehow, right? The only issue is that we're shifting the problem here. There are node implementations of CSS. They offer computed styles in browsers And the browser we would be using would only offer the same thing, right? If there was a way to let the computer read what's on the screen, ideally the browser would load the CSS file and we wouldn't inline anything. Otherwise, we cannot really use stuff like import. So we'll need another controller that loads CSS. Anyways, sounds like a lot of future me problems. So let's first introduce Puppeteer. Oh gosh. Oh no, we're already into Puppeteer. This is where I feel like all good problems turn into web scrapers that make Elon Musk reduce the amount of tweets some people can read. That's what I hear when I see this. All right, to load CSS, really, this is a great invention. Let's go. Thank you, Chrome Debugger Protocol. Appreciate what you've done to everybody. To load the CSS, we need some HTML. We can create that on the fly, inject the loaded CSS with a link, base64, encode the entire blob, and make the browser parse that. Okay, so we got this thing. Create DOM. Oh, but this is not what I wanted to see. But now you're doing JavaScripts, right? This is JavaScript. This isn't CoffeeScript. I can't tell because you're using terrible syntax. What is this? Anyways, that's just me ripping on modern JavaScript and their arrow functions. I swear, what is wrong with you, arrow functioners? Why do you create a variable that has an anonymous function? Did you know that V8 team actually had to create it so that their stack traces would consider the const variable name as part of their stack trace because such a stupid pattern emerged that even they had no idea people would do that? Do you realize that for like a year you just got anonymous function instead of the name of the variable because the V8 people were like, no way people would actually do that. That would be dumb. Right? They're going to just create functions and then they'll do anonymous functions, arrow functions, where you actually want arrow functions, right? Am I right? Wrong! I like how it looks. No, you don't. It has way more symbols. Why would anyone want more symbols? I don't get it. Note that, let's see, how we already added the HTTP method as the data attribute in any args of the CSS variables. Okay, we got this thing. We got the body, datafied args. Okay, interesting. Next, we need an internal route to our Express app that serves the requested CSS file. All right, so we got internal. Ooh, nice. Go conventions. No one's going to be able to get in here. Don't you hate when you do Go and you find a method that you need and it's in the internal? Like one time I had a stats package and I wanted to do a Mann-Whitney test, but the actual Mann-Whitney test in the stats package was behind something that I couldn't actually just give me the effing Mann-Whitney test. That's all I wanted, and I couldn't get it. So I had to like go and copy the code because stupid internal package. Anyways, here we go. Do one of these things. Yeah. This is great. Internal file resolved. Okay. App path. Okay. A request to internal index CSS would then load app index CSS. Weird. Just weird. And serve it. Puppeteer can now load our apps and execute it. We could do more validation here, but I kept it basic for the sake of implicity, for the sake of implicity. Now, get to the Puppeteer game. Okay, we're going to go here. We're going to create some DOM. The browser is going to launch. Fantastic. No sandbox. Never needed no son of a sandbox anyways. We need the page. We're going to get the page. We're going to get the DOM. We're going to base64 encode it. We're going to hit that. We're going to go to this one. We're going to set it as some sort of base64 goodness. Load, timeout, wait for 30 seconds. Oh, magic. Now try this with a little bit of index CSS. Lo and behold, Puppeteer executes the CSS and displays the results. Let's go. Let's go. Now all you got to do is set that content to HTML and boom, we got it rendering. Exacting the content. The future me problem, right? Yeah. Well, or we know that we cannot use computed styles to get any element's content, especially if it contains variables or counters. We also cannot select the copy paste the render text since Chromium cannot do that. So how do we get the rendered and evaluated text? Ever downloaded a website? Have you ever downloaded a website as a PDF? The evaluated text gets selectable. Can the Puppeteer create a PDF from a website? Yes, it can. Just when you think something couldn't get any worse, you put it into a PDF. Right? Really, like, that's actually how you get endgame worse. You wouldn't download a website as a PDF, would ya? Yes, I would. I would just like to state right now, I will download a website as a PDF. Yeah, we can somehow parse the PDF to get text. Of course we can. PDF parse. Absolutely. This library lets us parse any given PDF and extract the text. Do you know that I worked at a previous company, Web Filings, which is now known as Workiva, and during that work, we actually made so many commits into the whole PDF ecosystem. PDFs are just straight wonky. There's no rules. It is the most ambiguous parsing exercise of all time. It is crazy, their standard they have set forth. It is crazy. It's like a bad idea on top of a bad idea on top of a bad idea on top of a very well-known and distributed format. That's what it is. It's worse than printers. It is the worst thing ever. 30 years of backwards compatibility? Yeah. Okay, anyways, we're not doing any shenanigans with images, layouts, and whatnot here. We only render out plain old HTML as an unparsed string. We can copy and paste that. There we go, people. Do you hear this? HTMX right down the path. Do this, bam, bam, bam. We're doing a little bit of this. Then we're going to go here. We're going to get the page as a PDF. We're going to render that data. Look at us go. Then we're going to resolve that beautiful text. Let's go. And as the last step, we adjust the catch-all route to get the text. Hell yeah, girl. Look at this. This is beautiful. We get the little file. We get the little content. We do a little bit of promise. We do this. I mean, you could have technically, you should have made it async and await, and you could do all the sweet new CSS things since you're already doing all these sweet arrow functions. Come on. That should do the trick. It's demo time. Let's put this thing to test. Calculator using a form. A basic hello world is simple enough. Let's build a CSS calculator. Title, calculator, method, form. I hate my life. Wait. What the going on here? Who allowed this into CSS? Who allowed that into CSS? Is this why Web3 Consortium has 75 million pages of documents? Because of stupid things like this? Why would you want this? Why would you want it? I gotta quit asking why. Why did we not have this earlier? When I was younger doing nothing but raw dog and CSS and IE8, why did I not have this? Why did I not have this? This is beautiful. You get a form, you get the sum, you get the content. This is beautiful. This calculator uses multiple features: reacting to get and post, doing math, displaying the result. So what does it actually do? Well, we render the title in the form with two input fields called num1, num2. If the app encounters a post request, it displays the result, which is calculated via the CSS counter. The CSS counter is first set to num1 and later on increased by num2, yielding the sum of two numbers. Hence, basic addition calculator. Does it work? It does. Simple two-page app with navigation. Let's abstract away some of the header and footer into global CSS file. Of course, this is standard. So we got the root, we got a navigation level, we got this, we got a little footer, copy, 2022, import global. Look at that. Look at this. This is pretty much PHP at this point. Works like a charm. Beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful. Absolute. I didn't even know like dash footer's a thing. I didn't know that this is some sort of thing. I don't even know about this stuff at all. Works like a charm. Fantastic. Phew, what a ride. Edit. So since this apparently sparked some confusion, let me explain why I used mainly JS for this product, even though it says CSS in the title. Every programming language that's executed runs through an interpreter or compiled written in some other language. Node.js, for example, was originally written in C++. It still is, actually. The CSS server I've built here would be equivalent. I use JS to execute the CSS. CSS is the userland code for the CSS server, just like JS is the userland code for Node. Yep, absolutely. So this is just an interpreter on top of an interpreter. That's all. Simple. Your interpreter's Puppeteer that launches a browser that runs everything. So you actually have V8 and Chrome, headless Chrome. Right? That's Puppeteer. It's just headless Chrome, right? So you got V8 launched to run CSS to get parsed out the results using Node, which is V8. So it's two V8s. Double the V8, V16. It makes sense. Who would be confused by this? I don't know who'd be confused by this. It's beautiful. Amazing. Score of 2. Soviet-like tech. This is Soviet-like tech. This is governmental tech to the max. V8 squared, V64. It could be V64. It's like a Bugatti. This thing's fast, okay? You think your Rust server can serve anything? Wait till you see my CSS server serving it hard, okay? CSS, I love it. I think what this really goes to show me, it's not that CSS can be used to create a server. It's that CSS is entirely too complicated. That's what I see right here. I think that we can all agree that CSS has jumped the shark sometime a while ago. That's pretty basic CSS, to be honest. Like I said, CSS has jumped the shark a while ago. Those are just variables, not built-ins. Yeah, yep, you're really not making a good case here. Like, I think all CSS really wanted and should have had was flexbox and transitions or grid layout. Grid layout sometimes is a pain in the ass. Sometimes grid layout, no matter what you do, is just wrong. It's just always wrong. It's just wrong forever. Sometimes I wonder, maybe float was actually better. Maybe, just maybe, float truly was the superior layout mechanism. You know what I mean? Maybe. Sounds like a skill issue. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoy your job of writing CSS all day. You know, I can't wait to one day have the skills to be able to use those things off the cuff. You know, that's what I really want as an engineer, is to be the world's greatest CSS enthusiast. Okay, a CSS anista. Okay, that's what I cannot wait for. That's my hope in life. Float is still the best. It gets the job done. Do you even float? CSS is pronounced cis. Oh, is it? I have got that t-shirt. Nice. CSS-agen. Hey, the name is the CSS-agen. I know. I wrote nothing but float. You got to understand that I built websites for IE7. Okay, I used to be a full stack engineer before all this fun and great way to waste your life technology came out. Okay, before all you guys had, like, you know, there was a time before. I know this is gonna sound shocking, guys. I know this is gonna sound shocking. Okay, but I just want you to sit down for a second. There was a time before React server components.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome to...
I know, it's crazy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
No way. Shut up.
Welcome
Shut
to
up.
Costco.
There's ain't no way.
I
Ain't
love
no
you.
way. Ain't no way.
Welcome to Costco.
H3
I love
CJP, thank you for the Twitch Prime Lithium. What
Welcome
did you
to
do
Costco.
giving out a little sub to
I
old
love
man
you.
Judo? Oh, thank you for those 20 gifted
Welcome
subs.
to
It's going to happen
Costco.
any moment, isn't
I
it?
love you.
I'm going to get emotionally painful here.
Welcome
Oh,
to
no. Why would you
Costco.
do that? Thank you for your
I
streams.
love
Hey,
you.
no problem. Legation Pro. Appreciate
Welcome
that
to
badge, Dev. Thank
Costco.
you for the tier
I
1.
love
Let's
you.
go. Euromac, thank you for the 22 months.
Welcome to Costco.
Jude White, let's
I
go.
love you.
Tier 3, Jude White. What
Welcome
are
to
you doing?
Costco. I love you.
It's Judd White. Why am I calling you Jude
Welcome
White?
to Costco. I love you.
Thank you again for the $1.20. Thank you,
to
Reax for the
Costco.
Prime.
I love you.
Reaxes. All my Reaxes
Welcome
live
to
in
Costco.
Texas. Thank
I
you,
love
Kohawk.
you.
Appreciate that. Yogurt, let's go.
Welcome to Costco. I love
Holy
you.
cow. Pound me's are
Welcome
worth
to Costco.
way more, dude. It's
I
worth
love
it's
you.
worth way more to get pounded than it is to get
Welcome to
US
Costco.
dollar. I had
love
no
you.
idea how much the pounds were worth.
Welcome to Costco.
Is something broken?
I love you.
Is something broken? Stoic, thank you for the Twitch Prime.
Welcome to
Nolius, okay, I've
Costco.
already read these. We've
I
already
love
talked
you.
about these. Something's broken. I think Lithium.
Welcome to Costco.
I think your
I love
20
you.
subs somehow came through as individual subs. You know what I mean? Are you learning OCaml so you can work at Jane Street? No, I'm not. B Moriarty. B Moriarty. Oh, Moriarty. No, pound these nuts. Damn. I listened to my sockets in CSS. Nice. React to this. Put it on the Reddit. Dog, put it on the Reddit. If it's good, behold the best version of the internet. Bob Dole. Look at that. Is that reactive? Yeah, look at that. It's even reactive. This is 1996 reactive, baby. Okay? This is 1996 reactive product right here. Okay? Okay, if this isn't your... By the way, this is actually better than some of the designs later on. Okay? Here, let me take dark readers off. Oh, yeah. Oh.
That scared me.
I forgot to breathe. Thank you, Anonymous. I don't know who you are and why you did that. But I do want to let you know I did pee a little bit, but just enough to make it fun, right? Not enough for it to show up on stream, but just enough for it to be pretty exciting. You know what I mean? Compiler, I'm still just shocked at how cool your name is. I bet it's a 100% score from browser. It does. How many tables are in this page? That's a good question. How many tables are in this page? Oh, thank you, Anonymous Gifter. Doing it again. I don't know why you would do that twice. This makes no sense, Anonymous. Oh, crap. Hold on. This is... I've opened it up in Firefox, and I hands down cannot use the Firefox. I just can't. Okay, I just can't. I still don't know how to do it. All right, so what do we got here? We got okay, we got some P's. Oh, they went with big P energy here. Then we got some divs. Okay, we did some center. Whoa, a center tag. Huh? Is this pretty? It's pretty happening. Thank you, Anonymous. Again, we got a nice table. Oh yeah, look at that T body. Ooh, look at that T body. Look at that nice hard-coded width. 513 by power of 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3. I mean, obviously, programmer here. We got some programming going on. This is incredible. Look at this. Would you just look at that? I mean, you can't teach this. You can't teach that. You can't. This is incredible. Look at that. I mean, here, I want you to take a second and just enjoy this for a second. This TR, right? This table row is only this tall, right? Which is why it actually slides in this full thing right here and slides in this full side right here and then slides in this little thin part right in here so that way it could have a second row right here of only these items. Tell me that's not incredible. I mean, incredible. Incredible. This, my friends, is real programming. But not future-proof. What year are we in? What year are we in, friend? Last time I checked, we're in the year 2000. We're almost 30 years later. And last time I checked, I can still browse this website. Okay? Last time I checked, this still looks good. You don't even know. You don't even know. Now, did Dole win? Okay, so it wasn't the website's fault that Dole lost. Okay, you had Bill Clinton at this time. Bill Clinton. I did not. I did have sex with that woman. I did receive emulsification in the highest office in the land. I couldn't help it. She walked in, all looking not like Hillary, and I just couldn't help myself. You could say I have a thing for not Hillary. That was fun. That was fun. Oh man, I had a great time just then. I think we're going. I think we're going back to the past. Before, nobody liked inlining CSS. Now everybody loves Tailwind. Later, people trying to move away from the server due to lack of performance on the front end. Now we have server components. Yeah, I know. It's all coming back. I'd just like to say I had sex with not Hillary Lewinsky in the highest land. In the highest office in the land. I remember when Clinton silenced yeah. Okay, I know. Okay, hold on. I don't want to go into like actual Clinton politics, okay? Because first off, I don't want to accidentally shoot myself in the head twice. So, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about the Clintons. I don't want to accidentally commit suicide. So just so everybody knows, obviously, no one here saying anything bad about the Clintons. I would just like to state I have a family. I'm not depressed. I'm a totally normal guy. If my camera starts malfunctioning, I'm just saying I didn't commit stop breathing, okay? I'm not committing stop breathing. We're totally not a threat. Everything is fine. Not there. I'm not there. I need a PR person. I need a PR person immediately. Somebody help me. All right. Thank you again, anonymous gifter, for the 60. Whoever you are, if you're the same person or two different people, thank you. I can't even thank you. Shake your hand firmly. Look into your eye. Bill Clinton is a member of the Rust Council. I can act. You're gonna get suicided. I'm not committing. Stop breathing. All right, let's go. This explain. Have you ever seen the Jussie Smollett version of that? It's a classic. The Juicy Smollett. That's a reference to a Dave Chappelle joke. All right, so let's do this. Making a mouse-only editor. Oh gosh. Tailwind and the beauty of ugly code. This sounds pretty exciting. You guys want to do a little Tailwind, the beauty of ugly code? Since we're already kind of on like a CSS kick right now. Yeah? Yeah, this kind of feels like the right one. You know what I mean? Right? This feels like the right one. And it's a good size. It's a good size. Primeagen, be careful. You're logged in. Your odds of doxing are like 99.8 kablooks out of 123. Dude, this is true. But luckily, this is boot and shoe. I've never heard of boot and shoe. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea what boot and shoe is. What audio interface do you use? What? You're asking me if I do audio from Linux? Yo, dog. Yo, dog. Yo. I stream from Windows. Okay. I stream from Windows. I'm not touching. I'm not. Dude, I got like a day job, man. Make it stop. I just want to be able to play Diablo 4 and have my camera work. Okay, is that too much to ask for? My audio stuff is always clowning me. Dude, it clowns me every day. Have you heard about Blazor? Oh, is that the guy who exposed himself in public? Are you a sat in a ball? Yes. I should write a driver for everything in Linux. Yeah. Buddies. Where is buddies? All right, here we go. Marker. Let's do a marker, people. Let's go. Let's go like this. Tailwind and the beauty of ugly code. My guess is that this is going to be like a raving review of why Tailwind's the greatest thing on earth. Can you call your driver MS Daisy? We could do that. Do I need to disable? Get out of here. All right. Tailwind. The beauty of ugly code. My guess is that this is going to be a raving review of Tailwind, or maybe it's a hugely insulting, or maybe it's neither. I don't even know. Recently, I tried out CSS Framework Tailwind. First off, is it a framework? How do we... Okay, so when do you call something a framework or a library? React keeps calling itself a library. And then, but it can only be... It's supposed to be used in meta frameworks. What the hell happened to a framework? Library, meta framework... I feel like these people are taking a little bit too much that ketamine. You know what I'm talking about? A little too much microdosing. Too much microdosing is going on in the valley. I'm canceling the valley, okay? I'm canceling the trip to the valley. We're all done, okay? Frameworks are too heavy. What? React is a linter? F you. Okay? F you. Get that no gym, weak arm attitude out of here, okay? Recently, I tried out the CSS framework, Tailwind. Tailwind is not new, but I had put it off trying it due to the visceral reaction of its syntax. It is ugly. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is an atrocity. What a horrible mess. And you're right. It's kind of ugly. In fact, it's just about impossible to think this is a good idea the first time you see it. You have to actually try it. The Tailwind docs. So here's the funny part. So I just want to state this explicitly at the beginning. When I used to be creating websites for, for the internet back in the IE7, IE8, IE9 days, effectively what I would do, especially during the float days, is I would do something like this. Left, clear fix. That would give me a float left, clear fix. And then I could say 1/3. And I have like all these things built in to be able to do like 1/3 of the screen. I had all these different things all built in. I effectively created Tailwind before Tailwind, and all my classes or all my divs would just be a series of classes to describe their style, and just bam, 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 right? That's how I live my life. So when I see Tailwind, it doesn't actually feel like the worst idea ever. This just feels like what I did 15 years ago, you know? The thing is, a lot of people I know and respect in the JS front-end world wax poetic about Tailwind. In an attempt to understand why, I decided to use Tailwind in a project. The blog you're reading on this, at least I write in July 2023. Okay, wow, that's pretty new. Okay. Okay, so we got some people here. We got just a whole slew of people saying, oh, Tailwind, I've been writing it. The Tailwind is just ugly. Though the experience of setting up this blog and reading through all the Tailwind docs, I found myself slowly but very surely coming around to the Tailwind way. I will attempt to list the revelations I have had throughout the process in a series of articles. In the first one, I'll focus on perhaps the biggest benefit I found in Tailwind, minimizing the mental and physical distance you need to travel to understand your code. As I get deeper into my software engineering career, I've realized an important aspect of what I consider good code is that it enables you to focus very tightly on the section you're working on without needing to jump around to other files or even scroll down the same one. So, in some sense, this is obviously a very true statement. I'm just not, I think the whole front-end world is just so that it feels this way, but perhaps we're way wrong about it. Perhaps my brain isn't as spry as it once was, but every intermediate step I need to traverse to understand the full extent of my code I'm looking at drastically increases the chance I'll make a mistake when I update it. But this, in some sense, is true about Tailwind. You have to know Tailwind before you can use Tailwind, right? You have to know the shit out of it. And so it's like, are you traveling less? No. You just know it, perhaps. But I still would prefer Tailwind over a bunch of custom CSS classes. Can we all be real here? Would you rather deal with Tom's CSS classes? I mean, he's a genius. But would you want Tom's CSS classes, or would you want an agreed-upon set of utility classes? Like, which one do you want? Which version of hell would you like? I'm pretty sure we all know which version of hell you want. You want Tom's. Absolutely Tom. He's a genius. Can we get Bootstrap back? For instance, a million helper functions extracted away may look and feel clean and modularized, but if you constantly need to jump around in your editor to check on the internals of one of those helper functions, you are forcing your brain activity juggle more concepts at once, giving you less flops to come up with an elegant and quick solution to the problem you're trying to solve. I know, but I feel like you just kind of defeated yourself with this thing, which is Tailwind. You must know all of Tailwind. There's no such thing as a series of utility classes that aren't as easily understandable. It's just that you have to spend the time learning them. But I get the idea that you're trying to say, which is once you know a system, this is why I always argue learn a language. Just learn the actual language. Stop looking up things, right? When you sit there and you look up stuff over and over and over again, you just defeat yourself. Stop being stupid. Learn your own language. That is all you need to do, and it makes life 1,000 times easier. People always have this thing like, oh, don't memorize something you don't need to look up, or just don't memorize something you can look up. You know, in some sense, you're right. Some sense. But when it comes to something you use every day, memorize that shit. Stop being a dummy. Just memorize it. It's that easy. All right. Modern CSS is a powerful tool with the things like pseudo classes, media container, queries, and animations. And as a result, there are non-trivial amounts of details about your component on site's behavior or appearances. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I love this tweet. People got all sorts of upset. Apparently because I zoomed in and this image happens to be taken from a potato. Tailwind, by the way. It's clear that this looks way cleaner than this. But if you came back 2 years later, this would be an exercise in pain. This will probably, you'll be able to get up to run pretty quick right here. You'll kind of already know what you're doing. So that's why I support it, right? If it was clean, it wasn't the goal, I'd ship nothing because nothing is cleaner than anything. Yeah. It would be the same. That's the nice part. That's what I like about it. Tailwind's inline styling logic may look ugly, but what you see is what you get. There's just enough abstraction that you're not effectively writing inline styles, but you also can understand what your markup is going to look like when while only looking at the markup. Okay, so once you get into grid layout, I feel like I skill issue so hard because I don't do HTML that when I do HTML that every now and then it takes me 9,000 refreshes. It takes me literally 9,000 refreshes to get through it every single time. The moment I'm just like, okay, I want an input box to grow with text that aligns in the center, and then a little box that's like straight on one side, but then curls out nicely on the other side, so it looks like a nice clean. Once I start doing that, all of a sudden it's just like I just sit there and I just have to go through it over and over and over and over. So stupid. I literally make a grid layout once a year, and every single time I make that grid layout, I have to go, oh no. The following is a rough version of the navigation bar at the top of this page. We have a series of links, components, nav links, that we want to show them next to each other on the big screens with collapsible menu on the mobile. I assume this is a valid leptos in Rust, right? All right, so there we go. Yep, this clearly, obviously, they must have misnamed this this extension. Probably a ChatGPT problem. It probably is RS, and this is Rust going on right here because I can't read this. Let's see. There's nothing fairly complex about the logic here. Starting at the top div, the class is hidden. That means after the viewport gets beyond the small size, default 640. 640. I haven't seen that term since I was playing Unreal Tournament back in 1998 or something like that. The div becomes hidden, aka hide the collapsing version of the menu when we don't need it. We also add a bit of top padding to balance the vertical alignment bit with padding 1.5. Yeah. Beneath it, we have a UL tag with the class hidden on it, meaning that it starts hidden, and then smflex unhides the div when we cross that small size of the threshold by displaying display flicks. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Easy peasy. The traditional way. We can create all this logic the traditional way too. See, I'd never do this. So that's the thing I don't like to do. This is pretty much me back in the IE days, is don't do this because this makes your life horrible. Because then you have to remember all the stupid stuff you have to do every single time, right? And then you have this thing, and then you have this thing. The HTML looks cleaner, and the CSS doesn't look bad. However, imagine you're new to a code base or have been away for a while, and you want to know what the heck. Yeah, this is exact argument that I was just making. It looks absolutely nicer. This looks absolutely nicer than this, 100% on that team. But this, you can guess what's happening. This, you got to use your, you got to start searching. You got to get that RG out, baby. Let's see. In theory, you could and should make it easier with components, but that's more verbosity and chances for things to get out of sync when updates happen. Besides, you'll still need to go to CSS to verify the details not explicitly laid out in the components. In the Tailwind version, the styles for the element are right there. Yep. That's, I think, what he means by like proximity, which is proximity is you can see what's being applied where you don't have to understand the underlying implementation. I can totally buy that. I can buy that. Does it scale? I was initially concerned that using so many classes in Tailwind would become unwieldy and difficult to manage as a project grows. However, in my experience so far, with the grain of salt that my experience is new and the project not crusty with layers of added features, this has not been the case. There aren't really that many ways to style an element. So in reality, you seem to hit an upper ceiling of complexity. Yeah, reasonable. Reasonable. Okay. I think this is a great argument for why. I think this is the standard argument people need to make, which is, which one do you want? Do you want to come back to something you wrote yourself a year ago, or do you want to come back to something that you've continued to use over and over again in many different projects? It's as simple as that. So yes, I would rather do that. Don't you think Tailwind is just the new Bootstrap and will fade away in the end? Less. The reason why I think, because Bootstrap also had a bunch of CSS, right? Bootstrap enforced styling. It enforced a lot of things. And so what you'll end up having with Bootstrap is that you'll end up having a whole like load of things that everything looks the same that uses Bootstrap. You can see every single site that uses Bootstrap because they all look the same because they're all enforced to look the same. It's different than Tailwind. Tailwind kind of lets you be your own unique flower. You know what I mean? Yeah, CSS is component-based. Exactly. And by the way, Corgi, I hope you're excited about TwitchCon. I'm excited about TwitchCon. We're going to go hard. And by hard, I mean I'm going to go to bed probably by like 9 p.m. every single night and get up nice and early at 5 a.m. Tailwind feels like it's basically a domain language for common styling operations. So one layer of abstraction higher than CSS. Makes sense. The syntax isn't super optimal for readability. Yeah, it's like, it's just like anything. You have to simply learn everything. And then once you know everything, or most of it, it's pretty easy. It's in Vegas. Yeah, Pick. Pick, it's in Vegas. Hell yeah, Pick. If you come, Pick, I will pay for a night of craps with you. Me, you, and a bottle of picante salsa. You know what I'm talking about? That's me doing the old anime eyebrow thing, okay?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I think you know. I think you know. The name? Is the Headwindagen. Headwindagen. We need CSS on the back end. Oh, wait, we already have it. Okay, there we go. This article is okay. I mean, I think it makes a good case for Tailwind, but in the end, there's nothing there that I don't feel like it's a huge W. I'm not trying to insult the person. It's just that, I feel like we want, I want to see some more sustenance. Someone please take away the enhanced functionality from him. Lightosaur? I didn't even have alerts on? Oh, crap. Shit, I just turned on alerts. Did alerts break? Oh, shoot. Alerts just broke. Oh, Lightosaur. My feelings. I am so sorry. There you go. I just refreshed them. I am so sorry. I could replay them for you if that'd make you feel better. You want me to replay them for you? Do you want me to, play them for you? I could do that. I could do that just for you. Would that make you feel better? It would make me feel better messing that up. Here. Let me go to Stream Elements. Here. I don't think I can replay them all. I can try. Alerting is broken. All right, live streamers, here we go. We're almost in. I've hacked the mainframe officially.
That scared me.
Hated it. I'm literally hitting,
Welcome to Costco.
hitting so many buttons and none of them are happening.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Anonymous, thank you. Oh, wait, we already did this one.
Welcome to Costco.
Thank you, Lightosaur.
I love you.
Lightosaur. A global CSS for color fonts viewport and then modular CSS. That's enough for me. Yeah, the quality dropped. You're a quality drop. Have you thought about that one, Alan Not Walker? Okay, I prefer Alan Walker. Huh? Light tit sore. Hey, I love you too, Corey. I'm excited to see you again. I assume you're still coming to the place. Okay. Let's hide this one. We definitely don't need to see that again. All right. So what do we got next, people? Do we got making a mouse-only editor? Iron Maiden exposed? Okay, what is this? I'm confused. Is this just some weird self-promotion from some guy? Here. I'm confused. I'm confused. An Iron Maiden. Oh, I didn't even... Wait, didn't I just hide this? Oh, is hiding not persistent? Damn it, hiding is not persistent. Hiding is not persistent. Oh, that's annoying. Can I lock? Can I lock it? I need Flare that says I've already read this. I need Flare that says I've already read this, and then I can... Dude, I thought hiding was persistent. Oh, that sucks. You know what I mean? There we go. Just upvote it, just delete it. Time to make your own improved Reddit clone. I don't want to make a Reddit clone. Okay, what do we got here? A case against self-closing tags? See, look at this. This is all things I've already seen before. See, now I have to... Okay, that's it. We're just removing them. I'm just going to remove these things. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't want to see them anymore. 97 things programmers should know. Thanks for Reddit. I have loved playing whack-a-mole with stuff that I don't want to read. Yep. I'm just gonna start every time I see something I don't like, I'm just gonna remove it. / I've already read. All right. What should we do next? Should we do this one? Hack your brain with Obsidian? Or mouse-only editor? Which one do you want? Okay, we'll need to add a flare. Cam, are you here? Here. Obsidian, mouse only. There you go. Make me see. Make me see your will. Make your will apparent. See, I would have chosen Obsidian based on the people. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so I need to create a karma. I need to just create a karma thing, or not a karma thing. I need to create a flare, right? So, okay, how the hell do I create... Okay, how do I do this? Okay, here, I'm gonna go off old Reddit for a second, because I can't tell which one's worse, old Reddit or new Reddit. I actually can't tell which one is shittier. Okay, so... How do I create more flares? I want to be able to mark something as, like, done. Where's your donate button? I don't know. Here, donate. Donate. There you go. You have to res. You can add a custom filter. Donate. There you go. Shitty in different ways. Yeah, turn it into a Jira board. I know. Can I get it? Can we please get a Jira board? See, I wish there was a way to, like... I'll have to figure it out. What's this thing? What does that green check mark do? Can anyone tell me what that green check mark does? Can someone tell me what the green check mark does? It means read that one? Save? A success? Nobody has any idea? Let's see. It means the post passed. Banned? Approved? Does anyone have any idea? Like, when I hover over it, it doesn't give me like a little tooltip. What does it mean? How do I undo the checking? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what this is. All right, mouse only. Nobody has any effing clue what this thing does. Cool. Oh, I almost played Dune. I'm listening through Dune right now. I'm listening through Dune. You on Honeypot? When? I'm not going to be on Honeypot. Boomer tries Reddit. Shut up, pick. Hey, thank you for the 1337.
Keep up the good work. Angular.net FTW. Lol.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Appreciate your kind words. Now I'm going to turn off alerts. Letastore, again, sorry for not having such amazing gifts being just exploded into my face.
The mouse. If you think about it, the idea is pretty simple. A device that has a little sensor underneath, so it can detect if it moved.
Okay.
Also 2 buttons to click.
Yeah.
And a scroll wheel that can not only spin, but...
This video is very quiet. I'm at max volume. I'm at max volume, and it's just really quiet. It's a very quiet video. It's a very quiet video. Okay, so this is a mouse here. I'll be quiet. This is nice CGI, dude. This is state of the art Coco Melon level CGI.
Be used as a third button. All of this in a package that, if you're a developer, then 9 times out of 10, you hate it.
Oh, did it get louder?
You've seen the title and you...
Dang it. Fine. I think I'm still using Pavu control, okay? I think I'm still using Pavu control.
You've seen the title card that was just shown a few seconds ago, and so you know what this video is about. But why am I doing this? Well, if you're a developer, programmer, coder, software engineer, or whatever you like to call yourself, then first
I'm
of all,
at max
you probably use a
volume!
computer, and second of all, on that computer, you write code with a text editor. And the one key thing most of these text editors share, they're all keyboard focused. Like, there's the obvious ones, like Vim being a good example, as by default it doesn't even recognize.
Just wanted to clap it out, okay?
Mouse input and relies entirely on the user switching between different modes. And then there's Emacs, which has 7 million different keyboard shortcuts, so you don't even need to touch the mouse.
By the way, did you like my screen tearing? Yeah, I haven't fixed it. You know why? I just spent time with my wife instead. You know, like I was like, ooh, should I fix my screen tearing? Use this brand new camera that I have? Or go kiss my wife? I chose the latter.
Even VS Code, which could be thought as one of the most mouse-friendly, has most of its users add something like the Vim plugin to add all the features that Vim has to get around using the mouse, or just add a bunch of keybinds. Pretty much every text editor either does what VS Code does, or what Vim or Emacs does, and trying to force you away from using the mouse. That might sound pretty obvious, as code is just text, and text is just lots of letters, which keyboards have lots of buttons for, which the mouse doesn't have quite as many. Well, unless you get one that has pretty much an entire keyboard's worth of...
Dude, these special effects are out of this world. By the way, have you seen those? There are mouses like this. Have you seen those mouses? There's some sort of like, oh gosh, what is it? It's some Logitech one. I bet you someone from the chat knows. Where there's literally like 25 buttons on the mouse. My MMO mouse? Yeah, there's the MMO mouse. The Razer. Ah, that's what it is. The Razer. Yeah, like look at this. Look at this. What is this? Why do you need this? Ugh, I'm a druid though. I gotta cast my spell. Oh, God, you just don't understand. I gotta cast my spells. Oh gosh, do you realize how many buttons I have to push on my druid? I don't care about your druid, okay? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I feel personally attacked. Okay, boomer. Having a many button mouse is a boomer move.
Button strapped to the side of it, but that's the exception, and most of them just have the 3 buttons and that's it. That did give me what might be the best idea though, being a text editor that forces you to use the mouse and forget the keyboard. You know, just to find out how interesting that would be to use.
Morse code?
Okay,
Is that what we're going to have here?
No better way to start then with a black screen. Okay, now there's some panels, panes, or something that I can type in.
Okay.
And now a text cursor that can move around with the mouse. That can also select some things.
Is he literally making this and just casually saying, oh yeah, you just make a pane and then put text in there and then now you can select it with the mouse? That's actually really, I mean, that was a lot of work. He just casually went through hours of work. Just hours upon hours of work.
And a context menu, so that right click can actually do something. But the big feature, the reason that'll make this the best text editor ever thought of, the action wheel. Hold down middle click and a menu pops up that lets you finally give up the keyboard. Pretty much every character we type through this, every letter, number, and symbol, though some of them you do need to also hold down right click to. Well, now what? I could just end the video here, but just feels a little underdeveloped.
That felt like really Apple-y in its interface. You know, that wheel? That wheel. Did you see that wheel? That wheel was smooth. He could even hold down the mouse and it went around and I think my keyboard days are over. That was the UX on that, the developer experience, the DX. Nothing's made me want to take the DX harder than this.
Missing some big thing. I know, the perfect idea. AI. So the annoying thing is that you need to click each character one by one and try and find them in the wheel.
This is actually oddly.
But what if an AI could just suggest the next character and make you not even need to go find it? The AI itself would be pretty simple. It would just be a neural network that can see the last few characters you type and give you its guess on what the next one will be.
The man just put up a radial basis function. My guess is this is an RBF neural network. Single layer perceptron. Just literally tosses out. Just throws this thing out like, yeah, that's not really a big deal. You know, all you gotta do is just throw in a little bit, just a simple learning model.
I'll just teach it by giving it some example code and letting it practice on that. You can just use it by opening up the action wheel, and there it is at the top, listing out all the letters by how likely I'm going to use them. And now to test this, a simple just hello world. Okay, so the keyboard's about 8 times fast.
Okay, hold on. I got lost there. All right, so
Likely I'm going to use them. And now to test this,
okay.
Simple just hello world.
So he typed it out in VS, and then he's literally just. Oh, then there's like an autocomplete up there for letters. Oh, interesting.
Faster. How's someone writing code? Okay, let's just do this again, but this time it'll write some code that prints out hello world to the screen.
Okay, include.
Wow, 12 times slower. So long had a time lapse again.
Imagine the anxiety you would feel. Imagine the anxiety you would feel if you had to use a mouse. Like, just imagine what it feels on the inside. You know, hold on. Time out. Productivity Destroyer 101. Hold on, time out. Everyone constantly makes fun of me for saying that typing speed is important. Why, there's people that are 12 times slower than me at typing. Are you telling me that typing speed is all of a sudden important now? So what you're trying to tell me is that you do spend time typing and not just thinking. That's always the argument. I spend all my time thinking. What kind of dev are you that you just think? I spend so much effing time typing. Okay? So much time.
I guess there actually was a good reason for these text editors to be keyboard based. Why did I do this? Oh yeah, it was just some random thought I had in the back of my head that I wanted to see become real. Okay, this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a little different from my other videos because I want to try something new, but the Evolution Simulator video should be back soon. If you have any ideas you might want to see made,
First off, I love this idea of doing like a simple model right here that
like,
guesses
comment, and
what
see you
to
in the
do
next
here.
video.
I thought that was just completely genius. Hey, that's me in my own video, in the thing I'm logged in. Hey, baby girl. Hi. You can't come on the screen, though. Hi, I love you. You can't come on my lap. Love you. Bye. Sorry, my little 2-year-old was just like, let me come on your lap. She likes to come on my lap. And then I go, oh, are you going to sit on my lap? And then she goes, yeah. And then you know what she does? She ruins my life shortly afterwards. She just comes in, starts slapping all my keys, turns all my knobs. She goes crazy, okay, every single time. Baby assassin. Yeah, she literally baby assassins everything. My 2-year-old is the same. Yeah, cute. Comes walking in super cute. Everybody thinks everything's going to be great. I can't say no to her because she's like, hi, Dad. And I'm like, oh, hi, baby girl. And she's like, I want to sit on your lap. And I'm like, hey, baby girl, come on my little lap. And then she's like, I'm just going to sit here. And I'm like, oh, you can sit here. And then she's just like, hey, no couch. And then just ruins my life. Just ruins it. Just the worst. Anyways, I like that today is just a day of reading articles about things that should never exist, yet somehow they're here. Thank you for that keyboard thing. Hey, making from scratch, great video. This is an incredible video. Incredible person here. Definitely go give this guy, this is some good stuff. I'm probably going to have to look at some more of these things because this is really good what you're doing. Right? This is really good. Love it. Love it. Straight Rick James. Yeah, go straight Rick James, right? Your best friend until it's your worst enemy. The name? It's the Primeagen. Oh, did I forget to start this one? I may have forgot to start this one. Upsie daisy, did I forget to do that? Fireship just dropped an HTMX vid. Awesome. I love HTMX. You know me and HTMX, okay? I love HTMX. Me and HTMX, we're good buddies. Okay, hold on. If that's the case, hold on one second. I had a video that was going to drop on my side channel shortly. Hold on, you can't look at. I program every night in HTMX right now. All my evening streams are HTMX stuff. So yeah, I love HTMX. It's great stuff. Hold on one second. I was going to do something different, but now I'm going to have to change this up. I'm going to have to set this one for tomorrow at 6 a.m. Yep, hold on. Oh my goodness, I'm slouching just like the worst ever. What was that? What was that? If Fireship just dropped a video on HTMX, let me change up what video I'm doing. In fact, I'm just going to make it go live now because it's called Why Learn HTMX. You know what I mean? Here you go. You guys can see that. You can see the sausage. See, this is where it's all going right here. Yeah. Yeah. See? There we go. So we got this. We got this left. See, look at that. I even have this one right here. I got to get some of these released here soon, but they're all scheduled up, all nicely scheduled up. No. I do all my stuff on the other channel here. I do all my programming stuff on the other channel. I do all my other stuff on the side channel. Hold on one second. Just there we go. Here's the other channel. This is the ThePrimeagen. This is where I do all my programming, right? So all my content is over here. My side channel, right? I did HTMX. This is just me programming. Advent of Code Day 1, OCaml, HTMX, Rust plus Leptos to do MVC. Side channel has a side channel. Well, they're really just different versions, right? This is just like raw programming. So the ThePrimeagen it's really simple. It's really simple. It's this simple. The ThePrimeagen is just simply videos. This is just like videos, right? Me doing stuff, right? That's all that one is. The ThePrimeagen is me reacting to things and reading things. The Vimagen is me just live coding things, right? Simple. There you go. It's that simple. More link not doom stuff lately. Wursler, I don't know what you're saying. That is considered as fucked. Don't ever let this man name a class. Actually, it's not. So Lambda Core, you're kind of just a negative guy. Twice now you've been kind of a negative guy. Okay. We're gonna now do a public review of your messaging. See, I'm not really liking where you're going. Okay, you're being a little negative here. I'm gonna give you one more chance, but if you can't drop being super dumb and negative, get out of here. Okay, so you don't understand something. So maybe you should take a step back. See, this is called Chesterton's fence. Do you know what Chesterton's fence is? So Chesterton's fence goes a little something like this. Get him out. Okay, Pick. I can trust you, Pick. Give him mercy. Slickwater wants mercy. Okay, you know what? We're going to let chat decide. And I'll explain Chesterton's fence while we let chat decide, okay? We're going to let chat decide. Will chat be merciful or will chat be vindictive? We don't even know. So I'm going to first explain to you Chesterton's fence, and then we'll look at the results, okay? So Chesterton's fence goes a little something like this. You're walking in the forest, and there you find a fence. You can just walk around the fence, but there's a fence. People sometimes will say you find a fence in the road. They have kind of variations on this, but you get the idea. So in Chesterton's fence land, what ends up happening is this, is that one person will get there, they will see the fence, and they'll ask, why is the fence there? Another person will come there, they'll see the fence, and say, we need to remove that fence, it shouldn't be here. So, are you the type of person that looks, sees a fence, asks why before you remove it? Or are you the person that removes a fence and not ask why? Now, I make this mistake constantly in code. In code, what I do is that I remove things because I don't think they should be there. And then I realize that I'm a dum-dum and I've removed things that are very, very important. I Chesterton fence myself constantly. Like, constantly. So, why would I have these separate channels? Well, it's called the niche grouping. Here's the deal. People who like the Vimagen, right? They don't necessarily like the Primeagen. They just want to see long-form coding. So why would I create a channel that mixes both me reading articles, releasing curated videos, and long-form programming? Well, that makes no sense. So I have a channel for curated videos. I have a channel for long-form programming. I have a channel for me reading articles. There's a fence, and there's a fence there for a reason. This is why I do it. Yeah, so there you go. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense, right? Oh, do I still have, it makes sense? Yeah, it's because I want the people to be able to opt into what they want, not foist it upon them. It's pretty simple. Does that make sense? Async remove fence. Does that make sense? So what are you saying is that I need to subscribe to more of your channels if you wish to see them. That's why I separated them out, right? It makes complete Chesterton fence. They're the same person. I do a giant refactor of a project right now, so I remove everything and then reintroduce the parts actually useful later on, but mostly not. Yeah, you find that you pretty much re-add everything. You know, that's what I personally find. I would personally say thanks because some of the content creators I see post a new video, I watch 2 minutes of it and have to click off. Imagine what else I can do in 2 minutes collected over weeks and weeks. Well, you also get confused. You have no way to filter those things. It's also really bad for YouTube algorithm, right? So if you are releasing videos that are very disjointed on a channel, some videos do really well and some videos do really poorly. And it's not because the video that's doing really poorly should be done poorly. Instead, it's just your crowd that you built can't understand that video and they don't want to watch it. And so when you release it, the algorithm goes, oh, the problem isn't that this video the problem is that this video is bad. That's what the algorithm thinks. And so that's why you want to kind of spread out these ideas. All my videos do poorly. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, chat. I will never be negative. Only a silly goose. I love you all. See, there you go, Lambda Core. I like that. Why did you start deleting Twitch VODs? I don't. This is literally a Twitch VOD. This is literally a Twitch VOD. This is literally a Twitch VOD. Look at that. That's me shirtless without any... Look at that. I programmed without a hoodie on. I was doing O-camel, so I felt like I needed to bro it up a little bit. You know what I mean? I get bamboozled when I subscribe to the Vimagen and got hit hard with Dart and C content. Yeah, it's just, it's coding content. I watch all 3 channels, man. I have some positivity I brought into my life. Oh, thank you. By the way, the fence will eventually be Rust. It's always Rust. What are the hobbies other than coding? I do a little bit. I like to tend to my Gardon. I bet he lifts weight. High reps, possibly. I lift weights. Elon says is this true? I mean, I don't think that applies to all parts of life at all. My biggest hobby is to take care of my kids and do what they like to do. Right now, they like playing Elden Ring. I love playing Elden Ring. You know what I mean? I hope he's into dudes. What? So you're a backyard farmer? Yeah, a little bit about that. All right, I gotta go pee again. Let's see. I like to suggest making a precise channel names. Yeah, I could, but I don't want to. I like the confusingness. I like it. Hey, guess what? The UPS driver was actually just driving in, but I missed that one. Ooh, the Piagen, that'd be a great one. Isn't here? Quickly talk about Microsoft IL. That is so rude. That is the rudest thing. Like, if you could pick one thing not to bring up, it would be that. And you did it. Welcome back. We missed you. Okay. Do you use OBS or Streamlabs? I use OBS. Well, could you comment on Rob Pike, creator of Golang? Okay, actually, this actually seems cool. Wait, not to bring up what? You wash your hands if Dix is clean. Yeah, why? Yeah, there you go. You wash your hands before you pee. Everybody knows this. All right, let's go like this. Yeah, sure, why not? Complexity. All right, here we go. I'm fine doing that. The complete stuff is here. Okay, hold on. Let me see this.
Welcome to Costco.
Let me see this before I make any... Interesting. This is okay. So it is this thing right here. Okay, interesting. Hey, thank you very much. Okay, hold on. Whoa. I learned C++ as an engineering student in college in 2006. I couldn't funnel my way through a lot of projects, but yeah, so much has kind of been over my head crystallized since watching you and learning from your FEM courses on algorithms and data structures. Also been diving into design patterns and leveled up my understanding a ton. Thank you for your content. You are welcome. That's a great article. Okay, so I've never read this article. I kind of feel stupid. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel a little bit dumb to be like, I've never read this article. When was it written? 1989. I was 3 years old. How did I miss this one, okay? Okay. I mean, my goodness. Okay, hold on. The Elements of Programming Style was an important and rightly influential book, but sometimes I feel its concise rules were taken as part of a cookbook approach to good style instead of a succinct expression of a philosophy they were meant to be. Okay, so this is interesting. So I don't know this book, obviously, again. I have no idea. It's an Amazon link. I'm not going to click the Amazon link because if I click the Amazon link, I most certainly am going to be taken swiftly. Wait a second. If this was written in 1989, how is this an Amazon link? It must have been updated. This must have been updated. If the book claims that variable names should be chosen meaningfully, doesn't it then follow that variable whose names are small essays on their name are even better? Isn't maximum value until overflow a better name than max val? I don't think so. Okay, I'm already really excited about this. I'm very excited, Rob Pike. I'm very, very excited about this because this is a huge thing that I feel, which is there comes a point when trying to capture the semantics of how something will be used only works for so long, right? What follows is a set of short essays that collectively encourage a philosophy of clarity in programming rather than giving hard rules. I don't expect you to agree with them all. My brain almost just started going with the Discord one. I don't think you would understand. It's a girl, a real one. Because there are opinion and opinions change with times. But they've been accumulating in my head, if not on paper until now, for a long time, and are based on a lot of experience, so I hope they help you understand how to plan the details of a program. Okay, this is exciting. Obviously, Rob Pike, inventor of Golang. There's a lot of stuff he's probably done. I mean, I think we could all respect the opinion. I have yet to see a good essay on how to plan the whole thing, but then that's partly what this course is about. I don't know if you can really, personal opinion, I don't think you can plan a whole project up front. You can, it's more of a way to fall down a mountain is how I think of it. It's like glissading, right? Anyone glissaded ever? Right? You're gracefully falling down a mountain. There's something about it where, if you've done it enough times, you can do it pretty fast. But if you're not really knowing what you're doing, like, it can be really bad. So if you think, so if you find the idiosyncratic, fine. If you disagree with them, fine. But if they make you think about why you disagree, that's better. This is the prime time in a nutshell. Under no circumstances should you program the way I say because I say to. The program the way you think expresses best what you're trying to accomplish in the program, and do so consistently and ruthlessly. Damn, your comments are welcome. Okay. Issues of typography. A program is a sort of publication. It's meant to be read by the programmer, another programmer, perhaps yourself a few days, a few weeks later. Oh, that's the worst person ever to read my program because they think I'm a complete idiot every time. Every time. And lastly, a machine. The machine doesn't care how pretty the program is. If the program compiles, the machine is happy. But people do, and they should. Sometimes they care too much. Pretty printers mechanically produce pretty output that accentuate irrelevant details in the program, which is as sensible as putting all the prepositions in English in bold font. I don't think as is a preposition, but in certainly is. I'm pretty sure as is not a preposition. Anyways, let's see. In's definitely one. I always say blank the log. As the log doesn't make any sense. As the log, I don't think it is. It usually describes something about the log, right? In the log. Okay, that one. Around the log. About the log. Right, is like a clause, yeah. That's how I always say it in my head. Although many people think programs should look like the Algo 68 report, and some systems even require you to edit programs in that style. A clean program is not made any cleaner by such presentations, as a bad program is only made laughable. This is funny, because in Golang, it requires explicit formatting of structs such that the semicolons and types line up. Maybe some of his opinions have changed since 1989. Just throwing it out there. You know, people change, right? Typographic conventions consistently held are important to clear presentation, of course. Indentation is probably the best known and most useful example. Okay, I stand corrected already. But when the ink obscures the intent, typography has taken over. So even if you stick with plain old typewriter-like output, be conscious of typographic silliness. Avoid decoration. For instance, keep comments brief and banner-free. Reasonable. Say what you want to say in the program neatly and consistently, then move on. All right, so this one I feel like is going to be exciting. Variable names. I feel like I like this. I'm very excited about this. Variable names. The length is not a virtue in the name. Clarity of expression is. A global variable rarely used may deserve a long name. Max physical addresses, say. An array index. By the way, once again, I have no problem abbreviating. Some people hate abbreviating. I don't care. So if I'm writing, okay, this is not Java, this is not JavaScript, but if it was and you had a promise, new promise, I'm fine going res reg, right? It doesn't add more clarity using the term resolve and a reject, right? Like there's nothing to that makes the program more clear in my head, right? And so I've had people die on a hill about this exact one. Like, no, it must be resolve and reject. Abbreviating is the Lord's, the devil. And you're like, really? Okay. Really? So that's the case. Well, I don't know. When you say, when you have max and sum, I mean, is it maximum? Is it? Are you messing up a little bit? Oh, STD? Do you mean standard deviation? Why are you not saying standard deviation? Right? I don't know. People make the weirdest arguments on these things. Read res as result first. It's resolve. It's maximize. I know. An array index used on every line of a loop needn't be named more elaborately than I. Agreed. There's people I have honestly got into a PR fight about with I versus IDX versus index. It's like, stop it. Stop it! Saying index or element number is more to type or call upon your text editor and obscures the details of the computation. When the variable names are huge, it's harder to see what's going on. Yes. And so, again, I do the exact same thing. Pretend I have a thing of events, right? I'm fine going const E of events, right? That's perfectly fine to me. I see no problem with that. And people will die on a dumb hill. It needs to be event, not E. E is confusing. How is E confusing? What world do you live in that E is confusing? E is not confusing. Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. First I'd say that your styling is crazy, okay? Put some spaces in there, Rob Pike. Rob Pike, this is why Golang probably has some of their stupid conventions with no spaces, I believe, between plus. That is one of the things I probably hate the most, is that they don't put spacing in between, I think, addition, if I'm not incorrect there. I hate that. Someone has cringe? Did we see some cringe going on here? Someone said they saw some cringing going on. I can't find it now. I can't find it. Do you miss university? No. Caress my ear holes? I will. Let's caress on. The problem gets worse fast with real examples. Indices are just notation, so treat them such. Pointers also require sensible notation. NP is just a mnemonic as a node pointer. If you consistently use a naming convention, which is NP means node pointer, is easily derived. More on this in the next essay. Yeah, there are things I will abbreviate when I get used to them, right? Like if it's something that's frequently, in every single file, I feel like abbreviations like this, they don't bother me at all, right? NP hard, I'm getting NP hard, you know what I mean? And as in all other aspects of readable programming, consistency is important in naming. If you call one variable max physical address, don't call its cousin lowest address. Love it. I actually love this. This is actually great. This is great. And yes, OG is an acceptable abbreviation of original. Finally, I prefer minimum length but maximum information names, and then let the context fill in the rest. Globals, for instance, typically have little context when they are used, so their names need to be relatively evocative. Thus, say max physical addresses, not maximum physical addresses for a global name, but NP, not node pointer. For a pointer locally defined and used. This is a large matter of taste, but taste is relevant to clarity. Yep, that's fine. I eschew embedded capital letters in names. Wait, what? To my prose-oriented eyes, they are too awkward to read comfortably. Okay, Rob Pike, that is strange. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do find it much harder to read. I prefer snake case, camel case, fuck you case, or whatever this thing's called. I'm not sure what this case is called. What's the case of this thing? This is so easy to read through. It is so easy to read through. I prefer underscores. Underscores is great. No case, Linux case, pain case, lowercase. Fuck you case, I think is correct. I think it is correct, Chelsasic. I think that's the only one that works. Bone case. I have more problems with random acronyms American business tend to throw around than abbreviations. There you go. Have you ever been in a company that abbreviates everything? That's way harder than in programming, because programming, when something is used, you can tell what it is by its context. In business slang, they just throw around so many of them. It's like impossible. There's not like, okay, I'm going to start talking about map. Map is right? Like, we don't do that. Be like, oh yeah, something's wrong with map. And you're like, what the is map? Hey, Tom. Hey, genius. What's map? You know what I mean? One thing I will mention is that it's good to tooling makes the long variable names just fine. Xcode makes the Objective-C classes so easy to autocomplete. That's true, but it's still a lot to read. I do agree with just the reading of things. Like, if you use a whole bunch of that's painful. If you work at a company that abbreviates everything, it's hard. But like, if you ever go into a code base that has really long names, it's also just hard to read. Everything is so big, right? It becomes hard. Yeah, when reading, we look at the pattern of the word anyways. Exactly. Like, this is a huge thing. And so it's like, too big hurts, too little hurts. There's definitely a sweet spot. I really actually I like this. I can totally agree with everything, but this whole lower level things. But hey, but then again, this just goes to show personal opinions weird. Can we all agree? Personal opinions, super strange. That's why you can't, that's just why you don't take personal opinions, okay? It's just that simple. All right, C is unusual in that it allows pointers to point to anything. Yep, that's the reason. That is the reason why C is unusual. Pointers are sharp tools, and like any such tool, used well can be delightfully productive, but used badly, they can do great damage. I sunk a wood chisel into my thumb a few days before writing this. Oh, yikes. Classic old programmer / woodworker. Pointers have a bad reputation in academia because they are considered too dangerous, dirty somehow. Well, first off, don't listen to academia. That's simple, right? But I think they're a powerful notation, which means they can help us express ourselves clearly. Consider, when you have a pointer to an object, it is a name for exactly that object and no other. That sounds trivial, but let's look at the following expressions. Node sub I. The first points to a node. The second evaluates, say, to the same node. But the second form is an expression. It's not so simple. To interpret it, we must know what node is, what I is, and what I and node are related by the probably unspecified rules of the surrounding program. I mean, this is a good point. A well-named variable, even though I don't like NP as an example, I really don't like NP as an example here. I get this, but I think this was also written during a time that you didn't have a language server. And what I mean by that is, let's just say, like, what is rose? Do you know what rose is? Well, I know what rose is. That's what rose is, right? Like, there's something about, there's definitely something about naming and how you do things when you have the ability to invoke information about it. And so I think in today's world, it would be a lot more reasonable to say the word node than it would to say NP, node pointer, something like that. You wouldn't say node PTR, right? You wouldn't say any of those things because you can recall that information instantaneously. Oh, this is like you can look at any of those things instantaneously. So it makes kind of, it doesn't make the same level of sense. But I do agree with this. This is kind of an interesting one, which is when you use an expression, you do have to kind of work through what the expression does. Yeah, I mean, again, you got to remember that, guys, we're reading this in context of 1989. There's no NumPy, okay? Okay, there's no NumPy. There's no problemo, right? Like, none of this existed. Okay, the first points, okay, actually, no problemo did exist at that point. And I believe Total Recall was just being made. Greatest show of all time. I like environment variables because they're all caps. Yeah. The first points to a node. The second evaluates to say something like a node. Oh, yeah, we already read that. Nothing about the expression is isolation. In isolation can show that I is a valid index of node. This is actually a really good point, let alone the index of the element we want. If I and J and K are all indices into a node array, it's very easy to slip up, and the compiler cannot help. This is a beautiful statement. This is a beautiful, beautiful statement. It's particularly easy to make mistakes when passing things to subroutines. A pointer is a single thing. An array and an index must be believed to belong together in the receiving subroutine. I like that. I like that. I like this. Passing the thing and not a way to get the thing can be a lot more simple to reason about. An expression that evaluates to an object is inherently more subtle and error-prone than an object or an address of the object. Correct use of pointers can simplify this code. Parent link I type versus link pointer type. Agreed. Totally agreed. Because if you get a link pointer, you're only doing one null check. If you're doing this, you're technically doing two null checks, right? There's a lot of things that can all go wrong in this one situation. Or this. Oof. Gotta be careful. Whenever I see this, it gets my jimmies all sorts of like, So it's the level of careful right here. This is the level of careful. Advances, but the rest of the expression must stay constant. With pointers, there's only one thing to advance. Typographic considerations enter here too. Stepping through structures using pointers can be much easier to read than expressions. Less ink is needed and less effort to expend by the compiler and the computer and really the person reading. And related is the type of the pointer that affects how it can be used correctly, which allows some helpful compile time error checking. Like what he's talking about, I do this all the time. I keep going back and I'm using JavaScript as an example, but often if I have something that's like const e of events, right, and say events has some sort of message type on it, I would do something like, type equals e dot message type, right, and then you could do some sort of if type equals. I'll often do things like this because it just makes it. I like to operate on single items. I often don't like to operate on expressions. I find that it's just simpler to reason about my program when I just go like, do the thing, define the thing, use the thing, use the thing. I don't know why. That's just me. I find that the more I try to do in a single phrase, the more I just completely up, right? And, I take this with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes I change it up. But I technically usually try to break up small things together. Even though, like, I will sometimes do this as well, right? If I'm only using it once, then maybe I'll do that. That's fine, right? Like, I don't have a hard and fast rule. I just typically try to smallify things. You know what I mean? Typically. I do not like this stuff. This stuff, like, anytime I do something like that, right? So if I'm doing something like let I equals 0, I has to be less than events.length, I++, because I don't use for each. I don't use for each. It slows down my program with millions of events by actual seconds, so I can't use it at all. This is strange, whatever. Thank you, Copilot. Whatever you did. I will definitely do something like const event equals events I. Then I would do the whole event message type equals whatever. And which is also funny is that if I were to define a variable, I would most certainly give it a full name. But if I were to use a for loop, I would definitely do this. Isn't that funny? I just realized that right now. If I'm doing my own indice access, I tend to give it a more complete name. If I'm doing a for loop that's doing my own indice access, I do that. Yeah, for each is slower. It adds if you're doing tons of iteration, for each can actually make a dramatic impact into your program. I'm doing millions of items, so it really starts adding up. Just like one of those weird things that happen. I don't understand why I do it, but I'm okay with it. I do not like the song that's playing. What if you're doing a while and do? Well, first off, it's not called a while and do. It's called the Lord's loop. Okay, a do while. This is the Lord's loop. Okay, this is the most Lord of the Lord's loop of all time. All right, let's keep on going. Is that a joke, right? No. We did read CSS as a... for anyone that's watching on YouTube, later on, press the like button, hit subscribe, and also we will have a CSS as a server. Yeah, video. It's fantastic. All right. As a rule, if you find code containing many similar complex expressions that evaluate to elements of a data structure, judiciously use of pointers can clear things up. Consider this. Go left, P left equals P right, right left. Else right equals right, left, right. Would look like using a compound expression for P. Sometimes it's worth temporary variable here, P. Yeah, reasonable. Okay. I think I see what he's trying to say. Procedure names. Procedure names should reflect what they do. Function names should reflect what they return. This was written during a day of the differentiation. Most people don't think of the differentiation between procedures and functions, which is interesting because that's just not what something, that's just not something. When I was going to college, we still made the differentiation of this, right? In the programming language book I had to read, this was a thing. You know what I mean? I don't even know what a procedure is. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a procedure is effectively something that operates over a bunch of things and does something, right? Some sort of side effect, it does something. Whereas a function takes in stuff, computes a value, and returns it. They always had this, like, a method is a function or a procedure attached to a class. Yeah, Pascal does have two different ones. That's when I built a compiler for it. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. So if check size X is unhelpful because we can't deduce whether a check size returns true or an error or non-error. Well, that's a beautiful. So this is kind of like one of those funny backward-looking things, which is in a language that gives you semantics of describing whether or not a function returns an error. You don't have to make that decision, right? You don't have to name a function in such a way that does that. Instead, it's just a part of the language. So result types are a good example of this. If valid size makes the point clear and makes the signature, or it makes future mistake in using the routine less likely. For me, I can see why this is better because it says what it's trying to do versus check size. What is it checking it against, right? You don't have an idea of what it actually means. Whereas this means like, hey, there's some sort of bound set by the program. Therefore, it's going to do something and check to whether or not it's true. Procedures may return something, yeah. Let's see. A delicate matter requiring taste and judgment. I tend to err on the side of eliminating comments for several reasons. I almost exclusively hate comments in code. I almost exclusively hate comments in code. It's just one of the worst thing ever. Just always. Pishley, hey, happy birthday, Pishley. I hope that you get much fun today. First, if the code is clear and uses good type names and variable names, it should explain itself. Almost exclusively, this is true until there's like a really bizarre piece of code. One time I wrote a piece of code that operated over microseconds, calculating frames coming in and creating like a synthetic video player. But the problem is that every 10,000th frame or something, we'd get this weird overflow error, and that's because I wasn't considering nanoseconds. And so without the consideration of nanoseconds, I'd get these weird overflow issues. And so therefore, I actually had to put a comment being like, hey, future me, I keep track of this second thing called an overflow, and the overflow will slowly accumulate. And then once it crosses 1, this means I've actually had enough nanoseconds to affect my microsecond count. Therefore, you need to have this, right? Like, give myself a little bit of reasoning why I'm doing such a bizarre thing, because it's so unusual. Unless if you have deep domain knowledge on this one tiny thing, you wouldn't know about it, right? And so there you go. Second, comments aren't checked by the compiler, so there's no guarantee they're right, especially after the code is modified. This is the reason why I hate comments. A misleading comment can be very confusing. In fact, I would argue that no comments is less bad than misleading comments. Third, the issue of typography, comments clutter code. Agreed. This is the worst thing about college, is that they make you comment code. Like everything. And they do the worst kind of commenting of code. They make you do something like this, where it's just like for const e of events, go over all events and sum their, values, right? And then you're like, sum plus equals e dot value, right? Like that kind of stuff. Like that's just the worst kind of comment because it didn't tell me anything. Like it's code. It's attempting to chat GPT code what this is doing. It's like the worst. But it gets you an A+. It is the worst though. I do comments sometimes, almost exclusively. I use them as an introduction to what follows. Example: explaining the use of a global variables and types. I never do type stuff anymore because, well, you don't have to with LSPs and all that. The one thing I always comment in large programs as an introduction to an unusual or critical procedure. Or to mark off sections of a large computation. Let's see. There is a famously bad comment style. I equals I plus 1. Add 1 to I. Hate it. And then there are worse ways to do it. If I saw this, I would recommend the person being fired. Or I'd buy them a beer. I don't know which one it would be. I don't even know which one it would be, right? Like, should this person be fired or should they get a promotion to manager? I don't even know. Sick banner, dog. I know. Now I kind of want to start doing this. Now I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to make a Vim plugin called Obnoxious Commenter where you can do a quick comment and it'll just like blow it up. Dude, don't laugh now. Wait until you see it in real life. This is true. Avoid cute typography in a comment. Avoid big blocks. Okay, I'm going to tell you, like, I can't remember the exact one, and I think I took a picture of it on my Facebook and posted it, but I've deactivated my Facebook years ago, and so I can't remember exactly the exact thing, and it'd be way too hard to find it. But it went a little something like this. It was just like some variable. It was like int x equals, and then it was just like a very long hexadecimal number. And something like some variable name, var, I forget what it was. And then it said like this: we mod 7 because of 2. And I sat there and I looked at it, 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 and I could never figure out what the hell it did. Because there was no 7, or hold on, here. Let's call that thing a 5 and let's call this thing a 4, right? There was no 7. There was no 2. I didn't know what it did or why it did. It just sits there floating in this way in which confuses me. There's no mod. There's an ampersand sign. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out. It had to do with radar and ultra wideband and radar and how to select these buckets. And it just like, I could not figure it out. It was the worst. And that's where wrong comments are just the worst. If your code needs a comment to be understood, it would be better to rewrite it so it's easier to understand. Which brings us to, love this, speaking to my heart, Rob, complexity. Most programs are too complicated. That is, more complex than they need to be to solve their problems efficiently. Why? Mostly it's because of bad design. But I will skip that issue here because it's a big one. But programs are often complicated by the microscopic level, and that is something, programs are often complicated at the microscopic level, and that is something I can address here. Rule 1. Okay. Very excited about these rules. Rule 1. You can't tell where a program is going to spend its time. Fantastic. Bottlenecks occur in surprising places, like my for each one. I saved multiple seconds by not using array.forEach, right? It's crazy. Right? So don't try to second guess and put in a speed hack until you've proven that's where the bottleneck is. That's right. 2, measure. Don't tune for speed until you've measured. And even then, don't unless one part of the code overwhelms the rest. This one's kind of interesting because the hard part about this one is that there's the whole problem of hotspot optimizations. You often find yourself making something faster, but then you immediately hit a bottleneck or a limit of how much you can make your code faster. I think I read an article about this a month or two ago, but it's very interesting. Rule 3, fancy algorithms are slow when n is small, and n is usually small. Fancy algorithms have big constants. This is true. That's why a map is almost always slower. Like, check this out. If you're in code and you go like something like this, const a equals, a bunch of 14 items in here. Let's just pretend there's 14 items in here. And you check thousands of times. You do something like includes, something. I don't know, a B. And you do this thousands of times. It is still faster to use this than const a equals a new map of, string to number or something. String to boolean, right? It's significantly faster, even in JavaScript, which doesn't even use an array. It is significantly faster to use the top version than the bottom version. It's crazy, right? People don't realize that fancy data structures come often at a cost. And people don't know that. But maps are constant time. And maps are constant time. All right, look at this. They're even saying it right here. Oh, yeah, let's go. All right, fancy up. Until you know what n is frequently going to be big, don't get fancy. Even if n does get big, use rule 2 first. For example, binary trees are always faster than splay trees for workaday problems. I don't know what a workaday problem is. And I haven't looked at a display tree in long enough that I forgot what it is. Okay, rule 4. Fancy algorithms are buggier than simple ones. Yep. And they're much harder to implement. Yep. But that's what we have libraries now for the most part. So, a hash table is easy. A B tree, use simple algorithms as well as simple data structures. The following data structures are a complete list for almost all practical programs. Array, linked list, hash table, binary tree. It's a good list. I would add in here that with modern programs, we use array list a lot. Kind of the in-between of linked list and array list, right? Yeah, vector, array list, however you want to put it. Of course, you may also be prepared to collect these into compound data structures. For instance, a symbol table might be implemented as a hash table containing linked list of arrays of characters. Yep. Rule 5, data dominates. If you've chosen the right data structures and organize things well, the algorithm will almost always be self-evident. Data structures, not algorithms, are central to programming. I love this. This is great. What is a vector? Just think of it as it's just an array list. It's a dynamic array. Rule 6. There is no rule 6. This is good. Have you read Mythical Man? I actually haven't read Mythical Man yet. I think I read bits and pieces of it, but I actually haven't read it. I should read that. Rule 7. See Rule 6. Oof. Algorithms or details of algorithms can often be encoded compactly, efficiently, and expressively as data rather than, say, lots of if statements. The reason is that complexity of the job at hand, if it is due to a combination of independent details, can be encoded. A classic example of this is parsing tables, which encodes the grammar of the programming language in a form of interpretable by a fixed, fairly simple piece of code. Finite state machines are particularly amenable to this form of attack. But almost any program that involves the parsing of some abstract sort of input into a sequence of some independent actions can be constructed profitably as a data-driven algorithm. I bet you 99 out of 100 people literally have no idea what he just said. That's my guess. My guess, most people are going to nod their head at that and go, yeah, dude, totally. Totes my goats, bro. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this kind of design is that the tables can sometimes be generated by another program. By the way, I really want to understand data-driven design. I've never actually done data-driven design. I've never tried to go through it and read it in its academic sense. And so that's one thing I actually do want to do. Yeah, sure, called it. Damn it, pick. My guess is that I have arrived to some sort of conclusion near data-driven design, and I just don't know about it. Too much D? It's just enough D to make it fun. A parser generator in the classical case. The more earthy example, if an operating system is driven by a set of tables that connect I/O requests to the appropriate device drivers, the system may be configured by a program that reads the description of the particular devices connected to the machine in question and prints the corresponding tables. Absolutely. One of the reasons data-driven programs are not common, at least among beginners, is the tyranny of Pascal. Pascal. All my homies hate Pascal. Pascal, like its creator. Oh no. No. This is not good. This is not good. Pascal, like its creator, firmly believes in the separation of code and data. It therefore, at least in its original form, has no ability to create initialized data. Goodness gracious. This flies in the face of theories of Turing and von Neumann, which define the basic principles of stored program computer. Code and data are the same. Oh man, Lisp programmer, casual Lisp programmer coming in, or at least can be. How else do you explain how compilers work? Functional languages have similar problems with I/O. This is why I also like, this is why my functional programming journey is OCaml. Dude, this is beautiful. Function pointers. Woo! Let's go. First class functions. Another result of tyranny of Pascal is the beginners don't use function pointers. You can't have a function value variables in Pascal. Oh, I remember that. Gross. Well, I guess during this time I was heavy into C# and Java, and you couldn't have function pointers in C# or Java during the 1.6 days of Java / whatever C# was, right? You just couldn't have it. Using function pointers to encode complexity has some interesting properties. The complexity is passed to the routine pointed to. The routine must obey some standard protocol. It's one of the set of routines invoked identically. But beyond that, what it does is its business alone. The complexity is distributed. I can see this. This is good. There's an idea of a protocol in that all functions used similarly must behave similarly. Similarly. That's a hard word to say. This makes for easy documentation, testing, growth, and even making the program run distributed over a network. The protocol can be encoded as remote procedure calls. Okay. I assume this is like, I mean, in some sense, you're almost speaking about some sort of MapReduce here as well. I'll say I can argue that clear use of function pointers is the heart of object-oriented programming. Oh, shit. Oh, Pick, cover your ears. Pick, this ain't it, Pick. Here we go. Here we go. Given a set of operations that you want to perform on data, and a set of data types you want to respond to those operations, the easiest way to put the program together is a group of function pointers for each type. This, in a nutshell, defines class and method. The OO languages give you more of a coarse, prettier syntax, derived types, and so on, but conceptually, they provide little extra. Combining data-driven programs with function pointers leads to an astonishingly expressive way of working, a way that, in my experience, has often led to a pleasant surprises. Even without special OO language, you can get 90% of the benefit for no extra work and more in control of the result. Okay, yeah. I cannot recommend an implementation style more highly. All the programs I have organized this way have survived comfortably after much development, far better than those less disciplined approaches. Maybe that's it. The discipline it forces pays off handsomely in the long run. This is actually really interesting because a good type system, like right now, because I'm just starting OCaml, and I feel like this makes sense how functional programming has an advantage. Real functional programming, not JavaScript. We got to stop with this whole just because you make functions, bro, does not mean you're functionally programming, bro, right? We got to stop that. I just wish, I mean, the thing is this is why I hate it that I like Rust, because I dislike Rust leadership, and it makes me not want to use their language. But Rust is procedural functional programming. It is FPU, right? It's like my favorite of it all, right? I just want to be able to program in a way that's C-like, but I want to have all the conveniences of functions and functional like semantics. You know what I mean? Functional procedural OOP. Classic. That's Go. I know. So I want, the problem is Go. The problem is I want Go to be more complex. And the problem is that I don't want Go to be more complex. It hurts. It's emotionally painful. The gopher's not cute. I want to murder the gopher, okay? The gopher, see the thing, when you grow up in a small rural area, gophers are a sign of tyranny, okay? You don't understand, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know, okay? Some of us had the responsibility to go murder gophers, okay? Okay? Crabs, on the other hand, are delicious. Love a crab to come next to me, you know what I mean? They're a menace. They are a menace. See, thank you. Somebody who understands. Gophers are a menace. They are terrible, terrible animals that you should eradicate. One simple rule. Include files should never include files. If instead they state in the comments or implicitly what the files they need to have included first. The problem of deciding which files to include is pushed over to the user, the programmer, but in many ways that is easy to handle, and that by construction. So I think this is one of those things in which doesn't exist in more modern languages, right? I think I see what they're trying to say, right? I think I see what Pike's trying to say here, which is, you don't want files with a bunch of dependencies, because then when you try to import them, they import a bunch of stuff and your program starts exploding. I can understand this. You want your like library files to be self-contained, you know, whatever ones, but this paragraph predicts NPM dependency out. Like, that's a good point. Lately, I've been struggling with some NPM dependency problems because these pure dependencies have been biting me in the ass, and it doesn't show up until runtime when I try to evoke a TypeScript program with a library that has a pure dependency that somehow is not making it through in the generated code and exploding. It's been very, very, very upsetting. So, I mean, I understand. I think I understand what they're talking about, right? I understand this rule. I think Rob probably has it right. He's probably correct, but it seems impractical. That's that's probably the problem. This might be an academic thing. Also, don't do if-defs. That can prevent a file from being read twice, but that's usually done wrong in practice. The if-defs are in the file itself, not for the file that includes it. The result is often thousands of needless lines of code passing through a lexical analyzer, which is, in good compilers, the most expensive phase. See, like I said, this might be, I mean, though correct, this might not be the same thing, right? Now we pass those thousands of lines through, and we tree shake. Hey, baby, you want to shake my tree? It's a Stephen Miller song, okay? It's a Stephen Miller song, and now it's also a JavaScript concept. The name is the tree shake-agen. Monka S. I know, it's exciting, huh? Or to say, record, shake my tree. Shake my tree. My tree don't shake. Oh, we can shake your tree, baby. Pragma once, you can pragma nuts, okay? Hippie name for trimming. Dude, it's such a dumb name. I hate that that people created an entirely new word.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Like, this concept's been around for a long time, and all of a sudden someone's just like, I got a new idea. It's never been done before. We're going to call it tree shaking. People are going to be like, what does it mean? Well, imagine you have a tree, and this tree is really shakeable, and it also has a bunch of apples, and then if you shake it, the apples that are like barely hanging on will then fall down, and now you have your tree that you want. You don't want the apples. You don't want the apples, okay? No one wants the apples. You actually want the tree, and it keeps the form of the tree, and only the apples you want. That's how they collect nuts. Shucking hell. Yeah, I know. That's how I imagine tree shaking is explained. Dog cam win. You see what you did, JS? You see what you did? What's a Tokyo? Tokyo! That's what a Tokyo is. Hey, thank you. A.M. Baccalaureate tier 3. Thank you. I cannot believe you're 14 months, dude. What the hell are you doing 14 months? Get cherry picking. No. won't do it. Thank you very much. Dude, cherry pick works until it is horrifying. Thank you again. Bacalar. Appreciate that. Hey, Code House. Thank you for the $3. Thanks for the comment. Hey, thank you, buddy. E-Desk. E-Descriptor. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Let's go. Hey, Salamus. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Let's go, baby. Porque Maria. Thank you very much. Zay Technologia. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Hexa Digest. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Hey, Kiss My Pixels. Thank you for the brand new Tier 1 for 6 months. Hey, Nubbin Cakes. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. R. Bled Saw. Tier 1.
Welcome to Costco.
We already read this one. Thank you. Iridescent. Iridescent Rose. Leet. Brand new Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. Porque Maria.
Porque Maria.
You get more aggressive each time I do. Anyone else want to drop a brand new Twitch Prime? Anyone want to drop a brand new Twitch Prime? I'm ready for it. Put it in me, daddy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
That ain't it. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Welcome to Costco.
The Mac.
I love you.
Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Leonel L. G. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime 4 months. Let's go. Hey, is that Mahul, Meat
Welcome to
Master?
Costco.
A weird question, but how
I
do you
love
go
you.
through breakups? Oh, Mahul. Shit. Hey, Jay Bonet. Jay Bonet. You give me a big Bonet, Jay Bonet, with that brand new Tier 1,
Welcome
the
to
commitment,
Costco.
Jay Bonet.
I love you.
I would just like to let you know I now have a big bonnet myself. Flip Top Box, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Did anyone forget about the blue hair? Nope. What? I feel like I've crossed the line again. I feel like I've done it. I feel like I've done it. That's a fat bonnet. It's a big bonnet. All right, everybody, we got to go to twitch.tv.
Welcome to Costco.
Who we rating? We got Alt F4, we got Zig Guy, we got Jessica Mack. Oh, Jessica Mack, I haven't seen her in a while. Let's do this. She had this really cool game she made. Raid Jessica Mack. It was like super cool. It was super cool game. It was like this hey, thank you, Tuvok. You're almost my name, Turok. So close. Thank you. Schrodinger Weissenberg. I have no way I can make a joke out of your name. But thank you for that Tier 1. Her game is sick, dude. Her game is incredible. Her game is incredible. Yeah, that's because I've been muting everybody. I've been muting everybody. That is oh, it's Algo Bro. I do want to raid this guy at some point. He sent me a nice message. See ya. Hey, O'Dono, thank you very much. What message should we spam for the raid? You spam your own message. Don't ask me. You live your own life. Can't wait till it gets released. Actually, it looks like a sweet game. I actually want to play Jessica Mack's game so good. Algo Bro's awesome. Yeah, seems like a nice guy. The game is the Sickogen. No. It looks so cool, dude. Her game is like this. The game effectively goes something like this, where it's like a music game that you're running through, and it's all written with shaders. You know what I mean? It's all shaders, and it's like incredible. It's beautiful. Like it looks like physics, somehow like programming physics and shaders. It's crazy. It's like the game is incredible. Clearly, she's like one of the most. Her other name